guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. I'm Angel B. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be doing sublimation on 100% cotton, layered with glitter HTV as well as puff HTV. Okay, so this is the shirt that I did in this video, the bottom layer, and this is a 100% cotton shirt. Okay, it's a Gildan heavy cotton 100% cotton shirt. Okay, so the bottom layer is sublimation, which we had to layer on top of clear HTV, and then we layered the glitter around it, and then we finished with the puff. Okay, so I did this one. I also did one on polyester for Instagram, so you can do this exact same thing on polyester without layering the sublimation on top of the HTV if you want to go that route. But I do know a lot of people don't like the polyester feel, but it is an option. So this is a polyester t-shirt, and we did sublimation, glitter, and puff. Okay, both shirts, both the polyester and the cotton both came out beautiful. But we are going to be doing this project today, you guys, so definitely go ahead and stick around for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off in Leonardo Design Studio. I am using the free trial of the pro version. If you are watching this prior to September 30th, 2023, they do have the free trial still going on for the rest of the month. So if you just got a if you just got a Siser Romeo, or maybe you're thinking about getting one, you can download the software and then you can export your artwork if you want to, if you don't necessarily have a machine. But if you want to try it before you buy it, now is the time to do so, because they extended their free trial until the 30th. Okay, so I am in Leonardo Design Studio Pro, and I'm going to be using my Siser Romeo to cut this when we're done designing. Okay, so I am going to be designing this whole image from scratch. The only thing I'm bringing in is my picture, but everything else is going to be made inside of this software. So I'm going to start with some text, and I'm just going to use an Arial text, and I'm going to start in all caps with the word mom, and I am going to make sure it's bolded. And then I am going to apply. All right, so here is the word mom. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an offset around this, because I want it thicker and I want the letters closer together, but I haven't figured out how to like bring the letters closer together yet. So I'm just going to build a contour around this, and the button is down here. So this star right here, it says build contours. If you hover over it, that's how you get to your contour panel. And this is going to be a cut file. Okay, so we want to click editable contour cut only. And then because we don't want this black piece here, we're going to include holes. Okay, now for this project, I'm going to make my offset thicker. I think I'm going to do, I actually want it to be pretty thick. I think I want them all to touch. So the MOM, I want the offset, I want it to touch. So I think that works. So I have 0.256 inches, and I'm going to leave the corners rounded, and then I'm going to select apply. Okay. Now what I want to do, this bottom piece here, this bottom piece is going to be our HTV layer. Okay, and we're going to layer sublimation on top of that. So, and then we're also going to layer glitter around it. So I have to create a couple different things here. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, I'm just going to push this off to the side. I need to create my sublimation image, my sublimation PNG. So I'm going to go up to file, and I'm going to go to import, and I'm going to bring in my picture. which is going to be this one. And we are going to keep it on print and cut and select next. I have a pretty high resolution photo, so I don't necessarily have to, you know, change anything here. I'm going to select next. I'm going to go ahead and select next again, and then I'm going to select finish. All right. Now it has my photo set to print and cut. I'm going to uncheck that for now while we are designing this image. I do have to change it back to a print and cut once we're done, but for now, for the sake of designing, I'm going to uncheck print and cut job. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and kind of space this out. And I also need the word mom to be at the front. So I'm going to right click, go to order, and send the photo to the back. All right, so I am going to basically slice this. And in order to do that, I'm going to duplicate the word mom just in case I need it. And then I'm just going to move it off to the side for now. That's just in case I need another copy. But I'm going to slice the word mom from the image. And in order to kind of do that, I can see the faces here and how I want it to lay, but I'm basically just going to stretch it out or shrink it based off of how the letters are, because I need the letters to cover as much of the faces as I can of everybody's face. And when you're doing this, you just want to kind of play around with it until you can get it. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but that's okay. I think this right here is going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is drag and highlight both the picture and the word mom. And we're going to go down here to our weld panel, and we're going to click this one here, which says slice intersect. Okay. Then we're going to click off, and now we have our sublimation image, and we can delete that contour, and we can delete the image, and we can delete that contour as well. Okay. And now we have our image. This is going to be our PNG image here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and move that off to the side, and we're going to bring back mom, and let's see, I'm going to send the word mom in black. I'm going to send that to the back. Okay. So essentially what's going to happen is this is going to layer on top of this. Okay. This layer is going to be our clear sublimation HTV, and then we're going to sublimate this on top of it. Okay. So now what I need is I need my glitter file. That's going to be the glitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side. We're going to take our word mom here, and we're going to create another offset around it. So I'm going to go to build contours. We're going to go to editable contour, which is the cut only. And we're going to create another offset. I'm going to do 0.079. We are going to include the holes, and then we're going to check apply. I should have changed the color. Let me change the color over here so we can see it. Okay, so now you see we have our red offset. But what I want to do is, because I don't want to layer the clear sublimation on top of the glitter, but I want to layer the glitter around the clear sublimation, I need to hollow this out. So what I'm going to do is line these up. I'm just going to select both of them and center, make sure they're nice and centered. Okay, so they are centered now. And then what I'm going to do, highlight both. Actually, I need to duplicate this because I need another one. So I'm going to select the word mom in black. We're going to go to edit and select the word, right click, go to edit, and then add copy, because I do need another copy of this. And then we're going to move it out the way for now. Okay. So now what we're going to do, select both of these, go down to our weld panel, and then we're going to remove front. Okay. Now this is why we needed another copy, because when you remove front, it completely takes away the word mom, but we duplicated it, so it's fine. Okay. So now this piece here, the black mom, is going to be our clear sublimation HTV layer. That's going to go down first. Then we're going to layer the sublimation on top of that. Let me send that to the send to back. Okay. So the word mom in black is going to be our clear sublimation HTV layer. We're going to sublimate on top of that, which is going to be our second layer. Then we're going to add our glitter, which is going to go around it. That's going to be our third layer. Now our fourth layer is going to be the word boy, okay? So I'm going to highlight all three of these, and we want to make sure they are centered horizontally and centered vertically. So now everything is centered. That is what we want. Now what I'm going to do is go to text. I am going to find, I don't remember the text that I used. Was it this one? No, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't remember which one I used. I do not remember which one I used. Okay, I don't remember the font that I used in the actual design. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna pick one. But just know what I do on here might be a little bit different than the actual. This one might have been it. I think this one might have been it. Or it's the closest one. So I'm just gonna pick this one. It is bolded, and then I'm gonna go ahead and select apply. Okay, now we have the word boy, and I want it to be lined up at the top here. And I'm just gonna kind of like turn it a little bit. Okay, so that looks good. But I don't want, because when you when you press puff, it puffs outwards. So you want this word to have a little bit of room, okay, when you go to layer it. So in order to create that kind of space in between like the word here and then the actual like glitter here, I don't want them to touch necessarily, because I want my puff to get maximum puffage. So what I'm going to do is create an offset around the word boy. Okay, so we're going to go back down here to our offset panel, which says build contours. We're going to select editable contour. We are going to include the holes. And then I'm going to make this offset about 70-ish something. I'm going to say about 79. Let me change the color so we can see it. Okay, that looks good. I have it at 0.079, and I'm going to go ahead and select apply. So now we have the offset around the word boy. So what I'm going to do, select boy, the top layer, not the offset, the actual text boy. This is the offset, and then this is the text. I'm going to move the text out of the way, and then I'm going to select boy and all of the layers. So I'm going to select everything. And you have to make sure that the boy in the offset is on top. And we're going to go down to our weld panel, and we're going to remove front. Okay, now that removed everything from every layer. So when we take our word boy and we go ahead and layer it, it fits perfectly. Now it has a little bit of space here in between the layers and in between the word boy. So when you go, because this is going to be in puff, when I go to press the puff, it's going to have enough space to be able to puff out without overlapping the other layers. Okay, which is what we wanted. All right, so that is how I made this image. Okay, now the colors don't matter on here because the colors are going to be whatever you put on the mat to cut, right? So we can go ahead and delete this. This is going to be what we are cutting. Everything is going to be a cut file except for mom. So what I'm going to do is separate this, which has to be the print and cut. This has to be printed out and these have to be cut. So I'm going to highlight all of these and I'm going to move them off the mat. And then we are going to select print and cut job. Now, I was having an issue earlier with this not actually showing up on the next screen. So let's see if it did. I'm going to go ahead and send design. And then I'm going to send again. And see, nothing showed up here. This was the issue I'm having. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but let me tell you or show you what I did. If you have this same issue when you do this type of file, here's what I did to fix this, okay? Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to click delete. I know you're like, girl, what? Why would you delete that? But I'm going to bring it back. I'll show you. So I'm going to delete that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. So I'm going to go up to File. I'm going to go to Export Artwork. I'm going to select all artwork that fits on the page. It's already selected. I'm going to leave all of this the same. And then the file format, I'm going to select PNG and I'm going to select Save. All right. Now I'm just going to save it as something, whatever, ABC. And then I'm going to select Save again. Okay, so now I have my artwork saved. So now what I'm going to do is click undo and then boom, all of my work came back. We're good to go. Because if I would have saved it without deleting it, it would have saved everything. And I just wanted to save this as a PNG. I did not want to save this as a PNG. Okay, so that's why I did that. So now what I'm going to do is I can go ahead and delete that. Actually, nope, let me bring it back because I need to know what size it was. So let me bring that back. All right, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Import. And then we are going to bring in the ABC file, which is right here. This is the ABC file that we just made. We're going to bring it in as a print and cut. Go to Next. Go to Next. Go to Next. And Finished. All right. Now we need to know what size. So 10.337 is what we need to make this one. 10.337. All right. And then the height is 3.664. I'm going to unlock this and make this 3.664. Enter. All right. So now we have 3.664, 3.664. So now we're good to go. So now we can go ahead and delete that one. And then we have this one that is all set to go. Now, if you need to resize, make sure that when you resize it all together. So if you have to make it bigger or smaller, make sure the file is all the way together. So let me center that, center vertically and horizontally, and then select everything and resize it this way. Okay, you want to make sure you're resizing it all together because there's so many layers. Okay, so now what I'm going to do when I go to print and cut this now, when I go to send design and send, now it's showing up. So now I can go ahead and print it. Okay, so I don't know if anybody else is having that issue, but if you do, that's how I fixed it. And then once you have printed this out, you would just come back and cut this. I cut basically everything on the glitter setting, which was cut speed of 13. and force of 25. Basically, for all of these layers, I cut it on the same setting, which was cut speed 13, force 25. Okay. So I did already cut all of this stuff out. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead over to my heat press, and I'm gonna show you how to press and layer everything. All right, guys, so I do have all my pieces cut out here. I am going to be using a 100% cotton, heavy cotton Gildan shirt. Sorry if you can hear them cutting grass. Of course, they're here cutting grass while I'm recording. But I'm using a Gildan heavy cotton, which is 100% cotton t-shirt. I have already lint rolled and pre-pressed. You guys, we are using high temperatures to sublimate on, and when you do that, you want to make sure that you lint roll really good, because the lint will turn blue with the high temperatures. Okay. And then here is my base layer, which is going to be what we're sublimating on. This is the clear HTV. I will have a link for this down below, but this is the clear HTV, which is going to be the base layer for the sublimation. Because I want to sublimate first, I am going to go ahead and put this base layer down first. Now, the reason why I have my puff lined up with it is because I don't want to accidentally put the word mom 3 fingers from the collar, because then that's going to make boy sit up too high, and we don't want that. So I have to measure the word boy from 3 fingers down. Okay. All right, so that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my puff vinyl piece. Now I'm gonna go ahead, per the directions, we're gonna go ahead and press this at 320 degrees for 5 seconds, and it is a cold peel. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and sublimate. So I'm just gonna take this off and kind of shake it to pull it off, because I'm being impatient. But I did get this clear sublimation HTV from Heat Transfer Warehouse. Again, there will be a link down below. Okay. So it's not 100% cooled off. I know I'm being impatient, and I should probably just stop. I should probably just stop being impatient. And when you do this, because you know, we have to press it again, this was just a tack down. So you don't want to like rip it up, because you may run the risk of pulling the vinyl off the shirt and ripping it or anything like that, and you don't want that. Okay, there is our base layer. Now I'm going to go ahead and sublimate. So I need to cut this a little bit closer, because I did not cut this out with my machine. So I want this to line up as closely as possible. So I'm going to cut as close to the actual image as I can to make it easier to line up. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you cut, okay, as close as possible. That's going to be good there. So now, actually what I need to do is I need to turn this up to 380 degrees. And I'm going to have to wait for it to come to temperature. It's 380 degrees for 30 seconds. Okay, that's the settings. So I just put it on 380 degrees. My tape is in the other room. Okay, I just put it on 380. We're at 322 right now. I'm going to let my press get up to temperature, and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and press the next layer. All right, you guys. So my printer is up to temperature. And then I have my sublimation laid down here. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear the people outside. And I'm at 380, so I'm gonna go ahead and change my time. It was 380 for 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna go ahead and press that. Now the reason why I'm doing excuse me, the reason why I'm doing the sublimation first is because we're going to be layering the glitter around it, and it's easier to lay the glitter on top of the sublimation versus the sublimation on top of the glitter, because the carrier sheet for the glitter is clear, so it's easier for me to see it, to lay it down and be able to line it up, whereas the sublimation paper is not clear and it's harder to get a perfect alignment. So that's why I'm doing the sublimation first. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I do have to cut this back down for the puff to 280 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is two things. I'm gonna let these people finish cutting the grass. I'm gonna let this cool off. We will come back and then we'll press the glitter and the puff. All right, you guys, so here is the sublimation. Y'all, that looks good. Okay, this is cotton. Okay, now what we're gonna do, I'm at 341. I put the heat press at 280 because that's what we have to press it at for the puff, and it's still cooling down. So while it's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and press this glitter, because you know glitter has to be pressed a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, line up our glitter. All right, that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and press this. We're at 335, and I'm going to press this for 30 seconds. This is going to give the glitter a good press, and then we have to wait for the heat press to get all the way down to 280, and then we're going to press our final layer, which is the puff. Now I have been using my other heat press to press puff because this one, it's kind of hard to adjust the pressure on this heat press because the knob tends to get stuck a lot. But I did figure out how to maneuver that. So right now this press is set to about medium pressure, maybe like medium high. Oh, that looks good. Medium, maybe like a hair above medium. Okay, and I really try not to adjust the pressure because, like I said, I got to get my Allen wrench out and I don't really like doing that. So I try not to adjust this pressure if I don't have to on this press, which is why I have two other presses that I use if I need firmer pressure. Okay, so to combat that, what I tried out was I added a pressing pillow to my shirts and kept it at the same pressure that it was at to see if that would be enough pressure for me to get a nice puff. Okay, and I did do this shirt for Instagram with that method, and I don't know if y'all can see, but I did this one in green, but hopefully the camera is picking up the puffage that I got when I did that. So it worked out really well when I did it that way, which I like because right now in the office that I'm in, I can't have both of my heat presses in the same room going at the same time. It blows a fuse every time. So I have to put my other heat press in the other room if I want them to go at the same time, which is like super inconvenient. So I was like, if I can just get this one press to do everything I needed to do, then I should be fine. So I keep it at medium pressure. I don't adjust it. I keep it at medium pressure. And if I need to add more pressure or make it firmer, I'll add a pressing pillow. If I need something that's like super strong pressure, which I rarely ever need that much, you know, then I can add two pressing pillows, because these come in a pack. I got them in a pack on Amazon, so I have several of these. So that worked out for the puff. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use my pressing pillow to get the firm pressure because I'm not adjusting this. Okay, so I'm still at around 310. I'm waiting for it to come all the way down to 280. Once my heat press gets to temperature, I will come back and we will press our final layer and take a look. All right, so my heat press is at 280. now. And we are going to press this puff for 280 degrees for 8 seconds. And I did get it from Atlanta Vinyl. Again, it will be linked down below. Now with puff, what I've noticed is that it comes out better when you have the puff kind of like in the middle of the heat press. That's where it gets the most pressure. That's where it gets the most heat, allegedly. I don't know. Anytime I've moved my puff to the middle of the plate, I have gotten better results. So I don't know. I'm just gonna run with it and keep doing it. Okay. So I have my pressing pillow in here, and I have the part where the puff is going to be moved to the center. Now I'm just going to go ahead and line this up. My sublimation looks a little off in terms of, it looks like I didn't get it lined up on the clear HTV all the way, and it's kind of annoying me. All right, so I don't want to cover the puff, but I do want to cover my sublimation and my HTV. So I'm just gonna kind of set it on there like this. But it is only 8 seconds, so it's not gonna be too bad. Okay. And now we're gonna go ahead and, my shirt got stuck in the drawer. We're gonna go ahead and press for 8 seconds. Y'all, now that I figured out how to use my one press, I'm so happy, because I can't stand having to yank up my other press that I was using because it's not auto open. So, you know, anytime, because, you know, it only got to be 8 seconds. If you go past 8 seconds with puff, it ain't gonna be right. Okay, so I'm trying to like hurry up and yank up the top right at 8 seconds so that it doesn't go longer than that, and then it's on firm pressure and I'm like shaking the whole table. I couldn't stand it. So I am so glad I figured it out how to do it on my auto open. That looks so good. The puff is puffing. Okay, let me take this out so I can show you guys. These blues, I mean, it's nice, it looks nice, but I kind of wish I would have went with a lighter blue glitter. Okay, let me turn this so y'all can see. But this is the final result. So we got the sublimation on the inside, we got the glitter on the outside, and we got the puff. And it says Boy Mom. Super cute. There's a lot of steps. You got to do the base, the sublimation, the glitter, and then the puff. So 4 steps, but look at that. So like I said, I did it in blue, and then I also did it in green. Now this is an actual 100% polyester. So for this shirt, I didn't actually layer this. This is actual just sublimation straight onto the polyester shirt. If you're doing a polyester shirt, you can skip that base layer with the clear HTV and just sub right directly on the shirt, which is what I did with this one. So this one is just sublimation, glitter, and then puff. But if you want a cotton shirt, because I know a lot of people don't like polyester shirts, if you want to go cotton, then you have to add that base layer, the clear HTV. But they both came out really nice. Either way you go, whether you go polyester or cotton, they both came out really good. But that is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time. Bye, guys.